exposing the haunting journey of the midnight train to nowhere. Are you ready to uncover the mysteries that lie ahead? Mina stood on the cold, misty platform, clutching a suitcase she hadn't packed herself. The air was thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves in the wind. No memory of how she got there, just an overwhelming emptiness echoing in the fog. Her mind was a blank slate, wiped clean of any recent events. The station was silent, save for the distant haunting whistle of an approaching train. It was a sound that seemed to come from another world, a world where time stood still. When the train emerged from the fog, it was like nothing Mina had ever seen. It was as if the train itself was a ghost, materializing from the depths of her subconscious. A black iron locomotive gleamed unnaturally, windows glowing with a ghostly green hue. The lights seemed to pulse with an eerie life of their own, casting long shadows on the platform. She hesitated, but an invisible force pulled her toward the open doors. It was as if the train was calling to her, beckoning her to step inside and uncover its secrets. Inside, the train was dimly lit, crimson velvet seats and brass fixtures adding to the eerie ambience. The air was thick with the scent of old leather and forgotten memories. Passengers, scattered and lost in their own worlds, clutched trinkets and stared blankly. Each one seemed to be trapped in a personal reverie, disconnected from the present. A man in a conductor's uniform approached. His steps were measured, almost mechanical, as if he had walked this path countless times before. Pale face, shadowed eyes. His gaze was penetrating, as if he could see into the very depths of her soul. "Ticket, please," he said, voice monotone yet soothing. It was a voice that seemed to carry the weight of countless journeys. I don't have one," Mina stammered. Her voice was barely a whisper, lost in the vast emptiness of the train. "You wouldn't be here if you didn't?" His words were cryptic, yet they carried a strange comfort. He gestured to her suitcase. Confused, Mina opened it. Her hands trembled as she fumbled with the latch. Inside, a single, worn piece of paper. Destination, nowhere. The words seemed to glow with an otherworldly light, as if they held the key to her fate. As the train moved, the world outside blurred into a kaleidoscope of colors and memories. It was as if the train was traveling through time itself, each moment a fragment of her past. Moments from her past played out. Childhood laughter, first love heartbreak, enduring loneliness. Each memory was vivid yet tinged with a sense of loss. Passengers vanished one by one at each stop, their faces transforming with relief or peace. It was as if they had found the answers they were seeking. "What happens when the train stops for me?" Mina asked. Her voice was filled with a mix of fear and anticipation. "That depends on what you're ready to face," he replied. His words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. At last, the train screeched to a halt. Mina's stop. The moment of truth had arrived. Trembling, she stepped onto the platform. The air was thick with anticipation, as if the very world was holding its breath. Before her, an ordinary door, yet it carried the weight of her entire life. It was a threshold, a point of no return. Taking a deep breath, Mina opened the door and stepped through, leaving the midnight train to nowhere behind. It was a step into the unknown, a leap of faith. Where she went, only she would ever know. The journey was hers alone, a path that only she could walk.